So I'm on set with very beautiful ladies, okay?
Yes.
And this is the first episode of The Gist, brought to you by Gist on Gist. My name is Onyitizi, and I have my co-host here.
And Basi, and with me we have an amazing guest.
Tersyapata.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Tersyapata is an actress in Nollywood. She's a dancer. She's
And
a model.
singer.
Oh my god.
much.
Okay, yes, I'm also an entrepreneur. Don't
Too
forget.
much hit on one person.
That's good.
Guys, don't forget to follow us on our social media handle on Facebook at Gist on Gist Media, and on Twitter Gist on Gist NG, and on Instagram Gist on Gist NG.
Okay, so straight to the topic at hand. So the year has started. 2021, everybody wants to say so much about 2021 because of what happened in 2020 with the whole pandemic, everything. And while we're still, trying to observe our protocols with the whole thing still coming on, I'm hoping and praying that this whole thing just leaves us. But still, in the midst of this, there's something that has been on the trend list for a while now, and I want us ladies to talk about it. Hope you're gay, right?
We're game.
I
Yes,
guess.
so there's been a lot of paternity issues, DNA tests going on because a lot of women, they come out to say, okay, they've told their husband, this child is not yours, this child is not yours, and a lot of men have been heartbroken because of these particular issues. So I'm wondering, how would you let this man train this child for years and then finding out that this child is not his at the end of the day? I don't know how I would even feel in case I was in this man's shoes. So I want to ask, so as ladies, why do ladies cheat really, especially married women? We've been in relationships, we've been with partners, we've been with people. Why do you think ladies cheat?
Well, this is one topic that you can never get it right. You can never exhaust whatever you think could be the reason, because one reason for one person is another thing that will seem really extremely ridiculous for the other.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a personality thing.
Okay.
Most times people kind of overlook the personality of the person they are going into a relationship with. It's not just something that it just happens like that. And I don't want to be in anybody's shoes. Honestly, for the men, I feel for them, even for the women too that stay, and then you realize that your spouse has a child or someone that is pregnant for him or her. So it's crazy, and it's heartbreaking. So I think it's a personality thing.
Okay.
You see this person's personality and you overlook. It's just like those who get beaten in a relationship and all that. It kind of starts from dating. You overlook stuff. You be like, oh, this person is going to change. And you're talking about someone that is above 20. How do you expect someone to just wake up
like
and
that?
change? It's not like a habit. Like for people who smoke, you don't just wake up and say and stop smoking like that. It doesn't happen. So it's crazy. It's a personality thing. You overlook the personality and expect things to go, different, and it doesn't. So
I get.
That's what I think. Yeah.
From my own end, well, they've been all hammering on women. You've heard of stories where you stand up and you find out that the man has been the impotent one, and he has kept quiet and stuff like that, and the woman got pregnant. There are situations like that. But we too must not forget the fact that men go out of their marriages and have kids outside. So first of all, I would like us to correct it that it's not just about women, it's a general problem.
Okay.
Now, how do we solve that problem?
I think the issue, how we get it wrong with solving the problem. I did a project
Blaming
called
people.
Exactly. I did a project called A Million Miles to Cheat, and it's quite crazy because he just mentioned that stuff and it kind of clicked. The character in the movie, the husband was impotent and she felt she could just go sort out the problem by getting someone else to do it and all that. Oh my god, ew, that's crazy. It doesn't work that way. It is, you shouldn't try it. Seriously, it will definitely end badly. In that movie, if you see it on YouTube, it ended horribly. And even me playing that role, I was like, gosh, this girl.
Easier to say oh, you shouldn't try it, you shouldn't do it. These women are actually very desperate. They are the ones getting the whole bashing. They are the ones getting the whole
can't get pregnant,
as in, what women are putting them down, men are putting them down, their families are putting them down. So they're the ones getting all this pressure. So you won't just tell them, don't do it, doesn't work like that. See, most times people think their own case will be different. That's what happens to a lot of people. They always feel, my case will be different. When I probably do it might just turn out well.
I understand what you're saying, but that does not excuse you the fact that you just need to, you're not going to stop. At the end of the day, you still be the one in that situation. It's just like you saying, okay, let me go do it. At the end of the day, if he finds out, he would think you're ridiculous. I mean, you would disgust him. So at the end of the day, doing it is not. But that is where communication comes in. Communication is like the biggest. Okay. Because I feel in a relationship, if you have that connection with your spouse, it makes things easier. Because that way you don't just I mean, you're not Jesus Christ. You cannot carry the problem of the whole world on your head.
Yeah, true.
So talk about
so
it.
What if the man
you guys will have to
one that brings up the suggestion of you going to stay with someone?
Think of your sanity. Another thing, there are some people that cannot actually deal with it. You cannot just see yourself doing
deal with it. Okay. Then when it finally comes out, then they begin to.
That's what I'm saying. As a lady, think of your own sanity, your own peace of mind. Will you feel good?
Okay, you shouldn't do it for someone else.
I feel like if you are well educated about what you're walking into, you'll be able to face the consequences of the actions, right? So if you make up your mind, you think, my husband has agreed, let me go and have that child, even if it turns out tomorrow and he's acting somehow, in as much as it will break you, but you're coming from the point of an informed decision. You thought of all the consequences, everything that could go wrong, and you went ahead and did it, right? Okay. So that's what I feel. I just feel like we need to begin to address some issues from the root.
Do you want to get the latest gist updates, the sports reviews and predictions, news and events as they hot? Stay tuned to Gist on Gist. Remember to follow Gist on all social media handles, Gist on Gist NG on Instagram and Twitter, Gist on Gist Media on Facebook. So to get all your gist, stay tuned to Gist on Gist, your platform for all gists.
Some people just wake up and do things. You see women, the husband couldn't get her pregnant, and she behind the husband went out to get herself pregnant. Okay. So we need to address these problems from the foundation. We need to point out, this is what is going on in the society, this is what is causing this DNA problem, this is this. We've had situations where communication is the problem. We've had situations where people just stood up and did it. Then another thing is, mistakes are bound to happen. People make mistakes. As a man, if you find out that you've made someone pregnant outside, I think the best thing to do is to communicate it from the start where you find out. But a lot of men become afraid.
What are you even saying mistake? Excuse me, like, come on. What are you saying? When you are having unprotected...
Let's be realistic, guys. Mistakes happen.
Yeah, mistakes happen though.
Mistakes happen.
Like, I know it happens,
but I think it's
a deliberate stuff. You actually took yourself and then you went ahead and cheated on your spouse, and you had an unprotected
choice.
Oh yes, because at the end of the day,
guys,
what are you expecting?
Let me prove you wrong. There's this movie. There's this movie. The woman was just thinking of a way to give her husband a treat, so she brought in a dancer, right?
Okay.
And in the process of dancing, the man had said it wasn't planned. Even the man had discouraged it from the start, but the wife was like, "Baby, I just want to give you a treat. You've been with me. Everybody left. I just want to give you a treat." And the lady was rocking and dancing, and the man was drunk.
She just
before you know
mistakenly removed
before
her
you know it, like you could see the man discouraged.
The dancer was also drunk.
He got the dancer. I don't know if she planned it or something.
Yeah, if he's under the influence of alcohol, do you think that can be sidelined?
At the end of the day, how did the woman get how did she take the information that it happened?
He hid it. That's what I was about saying.
Oh.
When he found out that the girl got pregnant, because after the whole show, the lady went back to her job and she discovered that she was pregnant. Luckily, the man came to the place where she was, and he was like, "You got me pregnant." I feel like if at that point he had communicated to the wife, but he kept quiet and was nursing the woman, she was time for her to give birth, the woman now found out. That was when it became a problem.
Okay.
So back to what we said, communication is key.
Okay.
We are all bound to make mistakes. We know our partners. I'm not saying mistakes are right, guys. If you make a mistake, you own up to it.
Okay.
But I'm saying that these things happen.
And
that's where communication will correct it.
Yeah. Another thing I realized in all this, we're talking about the man, we're talking about the woman. We're not even talking about the kids that come out of this situation.
Yeah.
Like now, for instance, I'm just imagining myself. I see this man. He's my daddy. I love him so much. He takes me to school, and at the end of the day, my mom says he's not my daddy anymore. Like, come on.
That's
now the
traumatic.
psychology.
That's very traumatic
So it's
for
a
the
lot.
child as well.
It's a difficult topic to talk about. I mean,
It's quite difficult to
Yeah.
talk
So I feel at the end of the day, let's think of the kids, because these are the kind of children that will become ministers.
They'll become parents.
Parents. They'll
So how
become
they- how they-
husbands.
it's
And at
just
the
a
end
circle
of
that they're
oh my
trying to
God, the
create.
end of the day, they blow up. Most of them turn out to be, I mean, the issues we have in the
then let's-
society, and most of them turn out to be
But
amazing
then let's
too.
go back. Like,
So,
why do
yeah.
men and women cheat? You are in a relationship. Let's look at this.
Okay,
I think
for-
that would be
I
able
think
to address.
I think what have you cheated in a relationship before?
I don't understand. I've not cheated.
Have you
No,
cheated in a
I've not
Have you cheated in a relationship before?
I'm not really.
You girls have not cheated in a
Oh yes,
Wait,
I'm serious.
you've been
Okay, to be
Oh,
okay,
yes,
yeah,
I've
to be
been-
sincere, this is what I do when I find out that I'm falling out of love for you. I'll
Yeah.
communicate it to you, and if
Oh.
it doesn't work, if I'm trying to communicate it to you, you don't get it, because I don't want to be that bad person.
I think from relationship experience, what I would say, why I've been tempted a lot of times when I'm in a relationship by other people, because probably I fancy, there are some things that you do that I fancy. Most times when I see those kind of things, I try to withdraw myself immediately. When I notice that you're giving me this vibe that I really enjoy, and the company I really want to be with, I try to run. But I've been in situations where I could not run away from that environment. I had to stay in that environment, and then I'm seeing myself longing for this person. And I have a partner that I'm supposed to be loyal to and stuff like that. And then I'm wondering, so this is how people actually cheat, because we've been in settings where we have to really work closely and stuff like that, and then I am tempted at almost every time. It's almost like there's a force that is moving you, and if you're not removed from that situation, you will say, I can do it, I can be strong, I can be
I think that's where the problem starts.
can
You
be
assume that you can be strong.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
that's where
think
the
that's
problem
part of the reason.
When
You are exposed to temptation,
you have to realize,
you have to know that
accept.
this is temptation, and then you have to go.
Face it.
You have to leave that setting as quick as you can, because when there are days when you're not as strong as you should be, there are days of weakness where you're feeling down. Even the person you're with is not even making you feel excited at that point, and then you're giving your emotional stress to this new person that you just feel, you guys are friends, but you like the person normally.
This is what I think. This is what I think. I feel like if you're with somebody, I feel I can't answer that question because I've not been in a relationship long enough.
Okay.
But whenever I'm in a relationship and I notice that there is no vibe, because when I'm in a relationship, I constantly work to make sure that our fire is there. But once I start noticing that fire is gone, I'll try to communicate to you. If I reach out to you and I'm trying to communicate and I see an effort, my fire comes back. But then if I reach out to you and you're saying like, hey, nothing, we're fine, we're good, and to me I'm like, is it me that is going psycho? Is it me that is just feeling like there's no vibe? I just cut off. Because you can't drive me crazy. You can't make me feel
so
like
when you don't love the person
anymore,
you just communicate with the person. I don't like you. We don't.
When I don't feel that fire, like I'm supposed to wake up in the morning and be excited to pick my phone and want to call you and check up on you. So when I don't feel that fire anymore, I know something is wrong. And I need to strike this fire back.
Do you think money is part of the reasons why people actually cheat?
What's boss? It's your boy Osh, baby. My name is Kenny Black. They call me VJ.
All of you, they call me Lolo.
You're watching. Keep watching. Gist on Gist. Gist on Gist.
I deal with Gist on Gist.
Gist on Gist.com.
I wouldn't
Like
say
to
so.
get gains,
Talking about relationship, the issue about relationship is when the attraction, you feel the attraction is there and is not there. Like for instance, you just see someone and wow, this girl, she looks amazing, I like her.
Okay.
At that point, what standpoint are you looking at her, or are you liking her? Are you liking her from?
Crush.
Oh, yeah,
It could be. God bless
could
you.
be.
So you would
crush.
feel like now as a girl, you see a guy, he asks you out and you accept it, and then you've not defined what you guys are into. You know,
problem
and then you feel he loves you. Meanwhile, you're just getting carried away. Oh my, Tessie, you got a nice hips.
Made so many
Oh
points.
yes,
Yes, so many
yes, I love the way you this, I love the way you that,
Define
and all that.
Might not
And at the end of the day,
really
you
love,
as a
just
girl.
lust.
So this
Or he might even
issue.
see you as a friend.
Yeah,
Exactly. So this is the issue. You feel in fact, at the end of the day, you are in a relationship with yourself.
Thank you.
Yes, because the guy just likes what he sees and he's just coming
sees
to
it as
have
a
a piece
friend.
of it, and that's it for him. But because you did not read the signs and you don't even understand what is going on, you think you're in a relationship. So you find yourself in something, and then this guy doesn't even give a.
No, let me end it well
For
for
you. Oh, please.
He will stand up one day. I'm like, we're just friends, though. When did I act?
Like you just
So most times, I think what causes cheating once in a while is because most people do not realize that they are in a relationship with themselves.
That's it. You know what?
You're wasting time.
It's just come back to
That's
one
just
word,
it.
communication. We found out that communication is everything. You have to, if you feel this guy likes you, do you like me? Do you want me as a friend? Do you want me as, you have to learn to define things, and it
exactly.
all boils down
And
to
then communication, we've talked about communication. There's even a problem with even communication at the same time.
Okay.
Like there's a point I was in a relationship, I was always telling my partner who it is I have a crush on, or I saw this person, I really like this person, and I really want to withdraw from this, I really want to do that. I was saying quite a lot because I really believe so much in communication. And at the end of the day, all those
When
things
you guys quarrel,
was used against me.
oh yes,
Like solidly. And then I was
can
wondering
imagine.
why, like, people were telling me you shouldn't say this part, you should say this part, there are some things you shouldn't say, there's something, and I was like, no, I want to be open with this person because I decided that we're going to be open about a lot of things. He tells me a lot of things, but me, when he tells me, I feel safe, and okay, it's good that we're communicating about it. But he was taking it and he was almost like keeping track. And then at the end of the day, he poured down, is it not you that did this? You know, I say you have this. Don't say
I think there's something called compatibility.
Yeah.
Most people don't believe in zodiac, but maybe you should look that up.
Okay.
With your partner and all that. There are some signs that are compatible with each other.
Okay.
So when you see a sign, you just say, oh my God, it seems as if we've known
Made
ourselves
some
like
heaven.
forever. The connection, everything.
Spark.
Compatibility
Spark.
also. You see the Indians before they get married, they kind of read your zodiac with
sign and
they
all.
match. You're like, oh my God, Rahul can go alongside
Yes,
with
I get it.
Lali, or I'm trying to remember some.
Of the
Yeah,
names,
exactly. So compatibility also, plays a lot of role in a relationship going smooth. And another thing that, let me talk about, like, personally, what I think when I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
I look at you. I should be in a relationship with someone that I am compatible with. Like, for instance, if you get on your knees now, I should be able to say yes.
Okay.
Most people, they're in a relationship with someone that they know
Let's not go.
that till forever and ever,
They won't marry
amen,
them.
Yeah.
they will not say yes. And people, I've seen a couple of videos on social media, quite heartbreaking,
Yeah.
where a guy goes on his knees and asks a lady
the
to
lady
marry,
rejects.
and the lady will say no. It's hurtful. It's something that can make a man suicidal and all that stuff. So you should be able to ensure that
you
you
know
are in a
who
relationship
you-
with someone
who
that
you're
you love so
compatible
much,
with. Yeah.
and you
And
can
you can
actually
say
go
yes.
forever with.
Yeah.
So this kind
So-
of conversation, people don't have them. So I think there's a lot. There's actually
Speaking
a lot.
about what you said, right?
Yeah.
I feel when you get into a relationship, it's very important that you take time to study your partner.
Yeah.
Not everything works. This is another method outside compatibility.
Yeah.
You take time to study the kind of person you're dating. There are some people that go into a relationship with people they talk about everything. You said this, see the way that lady's here, she's bouncing, and the person gets offended. You have to know that, oh, this is the kind of person I'm dating.
Yeah.
These are the kind of information I should not be telling this kind of person. Then you get into a relationship, oh, my partner is the type of person that we can even sit down. Oh, see that lady here, she's bouncing, let's laugh about it. So you have
Yeah.
to understand the person
person's
you are in a
personality.
relationship with. Because sometimes compatibility, yes, very important, but it might not be 100%.
Do you want to get the latest gist updates, the sports reviews and predictions, news and events as they hot? Stay tuned to Gist on Gist. Remember to follow Gist on all social media handles, Gist on Gist NG on Instagram and Twitter, Gist on Gist Media on Facebook. So to get all your gist, stay tuned to Gist on Gist, your platform for all gists.
You can be very compatible with someone, but there are certain parts you get to and you tap the person's leg, you hit the person at the wrong spot, right? So that one is not issue of compatibility. You get to understand who you're dating. My partner does not like this. The first time you gave him those information, how did he react to it? A person cannot pretend for too long. A person cannot pretend for too long. If he laughs the
there are
first
some people
time,
that are gifted anyway.
in pretending.
Oh my goodness! You can. They need.
No,
they need to be
Yes.
certified.
Trust
Yes.
me. No, trust me. I feel if you pay attention,
You
if
may
you
read the
pay
signs, of course.
The problem is there are lots of things
see,
distracting
in as much
us
as
today, so we can't pay attention to one thing.
I understand what you're saying,
Okay.
but please, there should always be that clause when it's human beings we're talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
Come on.
Yeah, we are dynamic.
They'll always
We are
look for
dynamic.
a
We
way.
change.
Oh, exactly.
We
So
change.
just, I think, in all, you should just pray to God Almighty.
Yeah,
when
yes.
He's bringing the flow of all the
my God.
they should they should just give you some
shout out.
God should just exempt you from those cliques of people, because
those people
you may think
But
you know it all at the end of the day.
God will help you, but you too have to help yourself.
Exactly.
That's
So
what
put
we're saying.
everything
Practical
in.
steps. Pay attention. I know that there are so many things that are distracting us now. Like we have a work, we have, if you're the type of person that lives in Lagos, trust me, you have enough on your hands that you tell yourself that I'm taking time to study my partner. But I feel like no one really pretends. If you're really interested in knowing someone and you pay attention to someone, you get to find out some things.
I think
the issue
another
is we
thing-
wave things off.
Secrets,
When we
too much secrets too also cause all these things.
Okay.
Most people, I'm here with you. I shouldn't have to find out some details about you on
outside.
social media or outside. So when secrets can also, because you can put all this in, you say communication,
But I'll say
compatibility,
But I'll say
take
something.
time to study your partner, and of course secrets too. Yeah.
But I'll say something. In the first instance, when you discover something like that, you can jokingly go to that person. Let's say you discovered on social media that a particular girl has been tricking you. You can just go jokingly. You don't have to be serious.
Yeah, I get it.
How far? Who is this person now? And this person don't they follow you too much. Let it be that he lied. Then when he lies, you now know, okay, that's something I've discovered, right? But then don't just the first thing you see you go and attack him and say, oh, this is a secret.
Yes. Okay.
This
Yeah.
is a
At that
secret.
point, you're talking about ways to confront issues.
Yeah,
Oh
ways to
yes.
confront
For real,
issues.
there are ways you confront things. Like, I mean, once in a while we have those moments that, as human beings, we snap. But in addressing a particular matter, you should always think of that person. Jump, like empathy. You jump into that person's shoes. How will I feel if someone comes at me? Because there are times you want to advise someone. It's as if you are attacking the person. So at that point, the person gets defensive and do not even care to listen to the
what you're
sense
saying.
you're
That you're
bringing
trying to,
because of the way and
The manner
manner.
you
So it's
presented
a
it.
lot. It's a lot, ladies.
Okay.
I don't think it's something.
All right. We've spoken
so
a
much.
lot about this. So you can see this topic is broad. It is really broad. There are so
Very.
many reasons why men and women cheat. We've established that it could
It's
be
not-
lack of communication. It could be different things, but we all have to pay attention. We've established that we have to pay attention to our partners as much as we can. You're not God. People might do things because they know they can. They just want to.
They're in an open relationship.
Yeah, they just
begin to
you know,
act anyhow.
especially men that have money, they feel, well, I can get away with it, and people give this whole generic thing that men are polygamous by
polygamous by
nature.
Yeah,
and
society
they,
has begun to accept it.
Exactly. There are
Nobody
some
wants to be
flimsy-
cheated on,
There are some
please.
flimsy excuses that we hear that are not. What is not right is not right. What is wrong is wrong. You can't sugarcoat anything like that. So there are so many reasons why men and women cheat. So, but the other thing is that, is there anything you want to give when you're in that situation? Is there anything you want to cheat briefly so that we can summarize this?
Okay. I think
If you have someone,
like something I would like to say is most times we chase a lot of things and then we forget about ourselves.
Okay.
So now, if you love yourself, you're not going to go and do something that will hurt you.
Okay.
So most times we forget about taking care of this self.
Person.
In terms of what you expose yourself to, the kind of messages you read and all that, you filled yourself with so much negativity and all that you lose yourself, and then you're now living not for you, you're living for the next person. So at the end of the day, when issues come in, you just, the way you go into it, you don't even reason at all, because at that point you've just lost yourself. So in as much as you're trying to help your partner or help anybody around you, you need to work on yourself. Show yourself some attention, some love and all that stuff, so that whatever decision you make, you're trying to also look at how will it make you happy. I think happiness is the goal at the end of the day.
That's a key word.
Very
And
strong
yeah,
word.
we're going to summarize on that. Please, you have to tell us in the comment section, why do you think these things happen? Why do you think men and women cheat? If you have contrary opinions to what we have said, please leave it in the comment section below. Yeah. And then remember to follow us on all our social media handles, Gist on Gist NG on Instagram and Twitter, Gist on Gist on Facebook. Please, the gist is going to be on, and we're going to come in with more guests, so stay tuned to Gist or Gist. I remain your girl Onitizi
And Tersyapata.
And I am Ann Basti.
Alright, see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.